I'm not him, and he is not me. The same way, Jackie Chan's son is not him. Did y'all know Jackie Chan had a son? I ain't gonna lie. News to me. This is how I find out. I was like, what? He got a son? I'm pretty sure he had children, but like, you know, I ain't think it was, you know, it says the tragic tale of Jackie Chan's son. The tragic tale of Jackie Chan's son. I didn't know there was a tragedy or something tragic happened. And now I'm interested. I do care. Okay, yeah, I see y'all saying there's the deluxe. I might check out the deluxe, but I'm gonna try. I actually want to. I'm gonna try to check it out. But there's some stuff we gotta check out, and also I think we're supposed to be getting on. Sons of the Forest tonight. Tonight. Okay, sorry. All right, let's get it.
Jackie Chan's only son hasn't had the easiest life. Between an unsuccessful film career and the time he spent...
Oh, there's no way.
Hasn't had the easiest life. Between an unsuccessful film...
$9,000? What? For a whole film
career and the time he spent in prison, JC Chan has been unable to live up to the high standards set by his father, and it all began with JC's luxury upbringing after his birth in 1982. At this point in time, Jackie Chan was permanently busy with acting and would therefore spend only 2 weeks per year with his son, which was, quote, contained in the household as they were too famous to go outside. His father's busy schedule meant that JC was raised almost entirely by his mother, who began to spoil him with luxuries afforded by Jackie Chan's fame and fortune. Jackie wrote in his memoir, when he was little, JC never had to worry about having enough food, how to pay his school fees, or if he needed to be driven anywhere. I would arrange it all.
See, that's why it's like, sometimes, you know, I mean, not sometimes, but you can't just give people like everything. You just can't just give people everything without them having to work towards anything. Because that's when you get situations where when they get out to the real world, they feel like they are deserved to have this, that, and the third.
Daily streams and focusing on games. I will do whatever's needed to get a third channel ImDOntai where you reacted to movie and TV shows.
Call me when you get lost. Wait, what? Hold on.
I regretted that later. No one should have such a good life from their birth. Jackie Chan clearly believed this, as his upbringing was...
I'm not saying no one should have such a good life at their birth. I'm just saying you gotta make it a balance. If anything they ever ask for is just give. When they get out to the real world, they're not gonna understand the concept of I can't, no, and I can't, or like we can't afford that. They're gonna be looking at people crazy.
Was almost the opposite. Brought up in dirt poor conditions by refugee parents who couldn't even afford to pay for his birth, Jackie Chan was forced to develop discipline as well as an appreciation for scarcity. In addition to this, Jackie Chan's youth consisted of drama training all day long, from 5 AM to 11 PM with breaks for lunch and dinner. When he misbehaved, he was beaten.
So 80% of this generation, bro, basically, man, everybody's just like, when they're told no, they just start crying. They start crying, they go to Twitter. And what makes it worse is that the dumb fucks on Twitter that also have that same upbringing back them up. And it, like, I feel like that equals like cancel culture and shit like that. They complain so much about something because something was done a way that they didn't want it done. So they complain about it so much. And the other people who constantly complain about shit to get things their way, you know, it just works. That's why it's like, bro, you cannot. I hate whenever I see headlines and like, yo, this person received backlash, and it's like 5 tweets from random people. Like, who the fuck cares about Twitter?
With canes, when he fell ill, he was told to suck it up, which Jackie Chan has since highlighted as beneficial in comparison to his son's upbringing.
I really thank you, my teacher, that tortured me, becoming really, we never drop one rice on the table. Whenever I go back my home, I see my son's shoes, one like this, one like this. One socks, not the socks. No discipline.
JC's cushy childhood led Jackie Chan to write in his book, "When he was a teenager, I definitely didn't think JC was pushing himself hard enough.
Damn.
I'd work all day, go jogging at night, then get back and see that he'd gone to bed, even though it was only 9 something. I'd grumble, he's asleep already. I'd storm out in a..."
Damn, that's another thing. They say you the dad. Yeah, but they just said that he was out there like doing his movies and shit, and only seen him like 2 weeks out of the year. But this is another thing. You writing about your son. You writing about your son in a book. And so now that other people gonna see the book, and when they see your son, they be like, damn, bruh, you the nigga that sleep at 9? Got your shoes over here, got your shoes over there, got your socks over there, got your socks over that way? You better tighten up.
In a bad mood and go jogging again, thinking when I was his age, I wished he could follow me around all day to see how much I did. Sometimes I'll have 8 meetings in a row, right up until midnight, then I'll go home, do some exercise and read scripts. JC's clear lack of drive and ambition in comparison to his father led JC to drop out of college at the end of his first year, stating, "I wanted to be a musician. All you can see in Virginia is sheep," although other sources state that he was expelled from the school as a result of excessive drinking, unclean living conditions, and 2 semesters worth of unwarranted absences.
He went to college in Virginia? And what part of Virginia you at where you just see sheep?
JC's desire to become a musician was against the will of Jackie, who had not wished to see their son in show business. He wanted JC to be a lawyer, an engineer, or a doctor,
Which is understandable, but you can't control anybody's fate, man. I get not wanting to have your child in like show business because when you're personally in show business or you're personally in the light, you see how it is, you see how people are and how people treat you. And so like, you wouldn't want that for them. But some people, they choose their own path, but damn. Ooh-wee.
JC's mother had, quote, already lost her husband to this profession. Despite the wishes of his parents, JC moved from Los Angeles to Hong Kong in 2004, where he planned on cultivating his own successful story in music, stating, "It is my hope to become famous based on my own abilities, rather than rely on my image." JC was so confident in moving to China that he gave up his American nationality in exchange for Chinese nationality. However, it's possible that this choice came into question after he'd released his first album. Described in reviews as being a horrid absolute waste of money, the album simply titled JC was a commercial failure. The reason for this, as described by JC himself, was because Hong Kong is different from other places. You need to do music and movies, leading JC to appear in his first film titled The Twins Effect 2, which received an IMDb rating of less than 5 out of 10 stars. And while it—
Wait, but think about this though. Like, I know that it does kind of suck for him, but it's like, think about this. You are like, y'all want to be a musician. You're living in LA, you go to Hong Kong, and then they say, then you get the idea, you put out this album, it doesn't perform where you're like, oh, I need to do music and movies. And then you're just in a movie. Like, you know how blessed that is? Like, blessed you are to be able to just do that? Oh, fuck, I gotta be in a movie too? All right, let's do that. Let me be in this movie.
It'd be ridiculous.
Even though it flopped, but it's like, some people still trying to put out a fucking album.
To expect an Avengers level performance from JC's first on-screen appearance. The movies which followed weren't that much better.
Oh my god, he did multiple movies. The Twins Effect 2, Too Young, Chun Tain Hung, huh? Invisible Target, Zans. The Sun Also Rises. Yeah, no shit. He was in Kung Fu Panda.
He'd appear alongside his father for Jackie Chan's 100th movie titled 1911 Revolution, yet the collaboration resulted in Jackie Chan's least financially successful and least positively received picture to date.
Yeah, I was about to say, I never even heard of that movie.
Grossing only $127,000 before receiving a score of 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yo, I watch a lot of movies and I know about shit that's coming out. I never even heard of that. And I love Jackie Chan.
A year later, JC would play the main character in a movie called Double Trouble, which also entered media headlines after grossing an even more pitiful $9,000 during its first 2 weeks, making it one of the biggest box office flops in history. To add insult to injury, JC would then play the main role in a movie called Whoever, which, despite a government mandate forcing it to be played in half of the country's cinemas, failed to crack the Chinese top 10 and has received only 15 ratings on IMDb since its release in 2012.
How is it mandated to play in all these theaters and it still flops?
The only positive news for JC seemed to have been coming from his music career, as his second studio album would top Taiwanese charts in 2010, although it seems the album hasn't achieved much long-term success, as there's not even a single online review for the music, and it took about 30 minutes of digging just to find the track list. The performance of the album was unimportant anyway, because on the 14th of August 2014, JC would find himself in a profound new media scandal, making every prior controversy seem insignificant.
No.
Police would upload footage of JC Chan being arrested at his parents' $10 million luxury Beijing apartment, during which he'd admit to having approximately 100 grams of weed in his cupboard. This was
that's it? I mean, 100 grams, goddamn, but it's weed, man.
extra bad for the Chan family's reputation.
I thought that was about to say like crack or some shit.
As Jackie Chan had been China's official anti-drug ambassador since 2009.
I see the dilemma. Oh, I see the issue. Yo! Oh, so Mr. Jackie Chan, you the narcotics control ambassador, huh? Why the fuck your son got 100 grams of weed in your house? In your apartments? Oh, that's terrible.
For this reason, Jackie Chan would take to social media to apologize, writing, "For my son JC to get into such trouble, I'm very angry and astonished. As a public figure, I'm ashamed. As a father, I'm heartbroken. I can't begin to describe his mother's pain. I failed to be a good father and I deserve the blame. I will take the responsibility and apologize to the public on behalf of JC." In the process, Jackie practically disowned his son, stating that he hadn't and didn't plan on using any of his connections to lessen JC's sentence. "I have not visited him even till now. I did not even use any connections to call anyone. If JC only went in jail for 1 week or 10 days, how would the public look at us?
Yeah.
We are public figures and all the more we have to abide by the laws," which was accompanied.
I get what he's saying, and I know some of y'all are like, damn, that's kind of rough, that's tough, but bro, really, like, if he was to just bail him out, all that shows him is just like, bet, like, I can easily get out of this. Oh, I need to do movies, boom, I can do movies. Oh, I need to get out of jail, boom, I can get out of jail. Damn, how long did he get? Slap him twice for me, says Jackie Chan about his son. God damn!
Accompanied by Jackie Chan somewhat hilariously telling JC's lawyer to slap him twice for me. While Jackie Chan wanted absolutely nothing to do with JC, the Chinese government took the opposite approach, making a public anti-drug example out of JC by televising the trial, which would happen approximately 4 months after his arrest. JC was sentenced to 6 months in prison and was ordered to pay a $320 fine for possession as well as the crime of sheltering others to take drugs. JC took this sentence humbly, stating, "I've broken the law and should be punished. When I return to society, I will not repeat this because I have let my family and friends down yet again, although this wasn't enough to satisfy his parents, who didn't even attend the trial." Whilst in prison,
I mean, bro, he's probably shooting Rush Hour 3 or something, man.
JC would send letters to his mother in which he explained that he experimented with drugs because of the bad crowd he was mixing with, and started relying on drugs to soothe himself whenever he felt upset. JC also wrote about the struggles he faced growing up in a famous family, and revealed that the expectations of fame placed a lot of pressure on him. He then expressed his—
But the thing was, is like, well, I get the pressure from outside because there was like probably pressure around him and shit. But I mean, your dad wanted you to just be a doctor or some shit. Like, even though a doctor was like hard, but he just wanted you to get a regular job out of the you know, the spotlight. Probably because of shit like this, man.
His unhappiness with Jackie for not showing him enough concern. However, his father wasn't rushing to offer any kind of sympathy. Jackie Chan would state in an interview, "I hope to be an anti-drug ambassador for life. I even hope that after JC is out, he can be an anti-drug ambassador too, telling everyone to stay away from drugs," which was followed by Jackie stating publicly that he supports the death penalty for certain serious offenses. Additionally, Jackie Chan would announce that he would—
Why are you trying to link that? Why are you trying to link that like he trying to say like, I hope my son get the death penalty? Come on, bruh. Come on, relax, man. Relax with that little thing that you're doing, bro.
donate the entirety of his reported $350 million net worth to charity and not pass it on to his son JC, adding, "If he is capable, he can make his own money. If he is not, then he will just be wasting my money." The problem is JC's earning capacity has been stifled pretty severely as a result of the public sentencing. For example, in the 3 years prior to his arrest, JC acted in 10 different movies. However, since his imprisonment almost 10 years ago, he's appeared in only 3 films, one of which he wasn't even credited for as a result of the scandal.
God.
JC also lost endorsements from Adidas, Nivea,
What did you just say?
Credited for as a result of the scandal. JC also lost endorsements from Adidas,
Adidas? Adidas? Adidas.
Nivea, Yishion, Johnson & Johnson contact lenses, Stride Gum,
Contact lenses? Yo! You just dropped all your bags, bruh.
KFC and Chevrolet, with this rock bottom causing him to return to America, even though he was no longer a citizen there.
Oh
the father
my.
and son still share a residence in Hong Kong, though they don't spend much time together. As an actor, a businessman, and his city's unofficial goodwill ambassador at large, Jackie Chan has a busy schedule.
Yeah.
The two seem to have reconciled since JC moved back to the USA, yet JC continues to differ himself, stating, "I don't want to always follow my dad's footsteps. I want to be different," adding that he's tired of being a person in his father's shadow. Since moving back to the US, JC has made efforts to turn his life around, directing his first film in 2021 titled Goodnight Beijing, and according to ImDb, he has another 2 movies on the way.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. But I think that's what you know. I think that's what Jackie Chan was trying to avoid, bro. I think he didn't want him to, even though he can't control what anybody does, but I don't think he wanted him to chase any type of thing that involved being famous or even being put out there, because people are always gonna compare you to him. Like that's just something that's bound to happen, bro. But at least he's doing better now. At least he's turning his life around.